In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make objects transparent in Inkscape. Transparency is one of the most useful techniques when designing graphics, logos, illustrations, or thumbnails because it lets you blend elements together and create more professional looking visuals. The great thing is that Inkscape gives you multiple ways to control transparency depending on what you want to achieve. You can change the opacity of an entire object, adjust the transparency of just the fill color, or even use blending modes to create advanced visual effects between layers. I'll walk you through each method step by step so you can quickly apply the one that fits your design. And if you find this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more simple and practical Inkscape tutorials. Alright, let's jump right into it. First, let's look at the easiest method, which is changing the opacity of an entire object. Start by selecting the object on your canvas that you want to make transparent. Once the object is selected, press Ctrl plus Shift plus F on your keyboard. This will open the Fill and Stroke panel, which is where you control most appearance settings in Inkscape. Inside this panel, look toward the bottom area and you'll find a slider labeled Opacity. This slider controls the transparency of the entire object. That means both the fill and the stroke will become more transparent at the same time. If you move the slider to the left, the object becomes more see-through. If you move it to the right, the object becomes more solid and visible. For example, setting the opacity to around 50% will make the object partially transparent so you can see elements behind it. This is perfect for layering shapes, creating overlays, or softening design elements. If you want the object to be completely invisible but still exist on the canvas, you could even bring the opacity close to zero. This method is the fastest way to control transparency when you want the entire object to fade evenly. Now let's look at a slightly different approach where you only change the transparency of the fill color while keeping the stroke fully visible. Again, start by selecting your object and opening the Fill and Stroke panel using Ctrl plus Shift plus F if it isn't already open. This time, go to the Fill tab inside the panel. Here you'll see the color controls that define the object's fill color. Next to the color values, you'll see a slider labeled A, which stands for alpha. The alpha value controls the transparency of the fill color only. When you move the alpha slider to the left, the fill becomes more transparent, but the stroke around the object stays completely solid. This is very useful when you want outlines to remain sharp, while the inside color becomes lighter or partially transparent. Designers often use this technique for icons, diagrams, and layered illustrations where outlines need to stay clear while colors blend together underneath. The third method uses blending modes, which allow transparency to interact with objects underneath in more advanced ways. To access this, press Ctrl plus Shift plus L to open the Layers and Objects panel. In this panel, you can select either a specific object or an entire layer. Once selected, look for the Blend Mode drop-down menu. Here you'll find options like Multiply, Screen, Overlay, and several other blending styles. Each mode changes how the selected object visually interacts with whatever is beneath it. For example, Multiply darkens overlapping areas while Screen creates a lighter blending effect. This can create really interesting transparency results, especially when working with textures, lighting effects, or complex layered artwork. And that's it. Those are 3 simple ways to make objects transparent in Inkscape using opacity controls, alpha transparency, and blending modes. Once you understand these tools, you can create much more polished and layered designs inside Inkscape. If this tutorial helped you out, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Inkscape guides just like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.